right into this guide. So the Ultimate Content Creation Guide is to show you how to create content that connects with your audience. Now, I know that this might not be the easiest thing, especially for beginners coming into this online space, but one thing that you want to keep in mind is that you want to stop consuming so much content and go out there and create content that people actually want to watch and consume. Really quickly, this guide is to help you understand how to read/record killer content that doesn't get overlooked. Right? Now, this guide is created assuming that you understand who your target audience is or how to build your target audience. If you're not sure how to do that, make sure you go to the channel and check out the video named How to Attract Your Target Audience. Now, we created this guide here to really show you how to connect with your audience, create engaging content, and attract the right people. It's not always as easy as people make it out to be. And you don't want to go out there and try to go viral and do everything wrong. I've been there, I've done that. And honestly, what ends up happening is that you have this huge social media following, but you're not able to convert those followers into sales because you're talking to the wrong people. So in this guide, we're going to talk a little bit about content, the different strategies and levers that you can pull in order to attract the right people into your business. So the secret to creating engaging content is to create content that is interesting. You want to go from consuming content to be and to create the content that other people want to consume. This way, they're getting pre-sold on you, your plan, and on your process, which is going to turn that follower into a paying client every single time. The more content that person consumes, the better it is, and the easier it is to turn them into a client. So how do you know what type of content to create? The answer to that question is simple. You want to talk to your target audience pain points. For example, if your ideal customer has an issue generating leads, it'd be a good idea to start creating content that teaches people how to find leads or how to attract leads into their world. If their issue is that they can't make consistent sales, your content should really be talking about sales. But all your content can't be about their pain points. You'll have to layer in different pieces of content so people can understand who you are as a person as well. People get tired of hearing the same old song and dance, and eventually they'll tune you out. To prevent this from happening, you want to use different types of content. Now, just to go back a little bit, when you're talking about your target audience's pain points, you also want to keep in mind of the solution. You want to be educational as well, but you also want to provide them with a solution or maybe actionable steps to help them overcome that problem. Now, if someone can take something that you did for free, utilize it and implement it in their business and see a result, again, they're going to want to work with you a little bit closer. Or if you see it happening in real time, feel free to reach out to them. Hey, Sally, I saw you just use the Ultimate Content Creation Guide to generate 50 more leads. I would love to work with you a little bit closer and turn that content into paying clients over and over and over again. Do you mind chatting a little bit about whatever program, whatever you're promoting, whatever you're selling out there that can maybe help that person overcome or work with you a little bit closer as well? So don't be afraid to go out there and put yourself out there. Now, the worst thing that happens is they say no. Nothing changes. No is not a bad thing, especially in the digital marketing world. So going back into content, lifestyle post. This is a post that shows or talks about how you're living life and enjoying life. What is something that the business has allowed you to do? This can be going out with family, enjoying meals with family, at the park, relaxing at home. Maybe you're hard at work because you're still working a 9 to 5. But maybe you're able to scale back on hours because of the business that you're building. Talk about that. Maybe you are able to get some time back and go on vacation with your family. Or maybe you haven't taken a vacation in years, but because of digital marketing, you were able to go earn some money online and take your family on a vacation. That is an awesome piece of content because you're not only talking about the impact that the business has on your life, but you're also showing them in real time that this is possible and the transformation is possible. And that is key. Why are lifestyle posts important? They tend to get a lot of engagement, which increases your exposure. It allows your audience to connect with you as a person. It shows your values, your hobbies, and how you spend your time. People want to buy from someone they trust. People want to buy from people that they resonate with. A lot of my clients are veterans or they have twins, and it's no surprise. I'm a vet and I have twins. It's crazy that these little things in life that you showcase online can make such a huge, huge impact on the business. Now, value posts, right? These are meant to teach, to enlighten, or to show your expertise. These are great with building authority as well, especially if you can help somebody overcome a problem. Let's say your digital product helps them overcome a specific problem like lead gen or content creation. You want to provide value and show them that, hey, I'm the person you want to talk to if you're having this problem because I can help you overcome it. And you can speak from experience as well. This can be mindset shifts, how-tos, tips, advice, inspirational quotes, reviews, a behind-the-scene look at what you do day in and day out in your business. Now, why are these important, right? It shows your expertise. It builds authority, and you speak directly to the problems that your audience is having. One great thing about these value posts is they do really well if you're able to take the conversations you're having in your business and turn that into a piece of content. So let's say Joey is struggling with closing sales and you go in the next day and you drop a value post just on how you're able to close sales. Let's say the 4 steps it takes to close a deal in the DMs without having to jump on a sales call. If Joey didn't see it and he didn't like it, maybe he didn't engage in it because the algorithm's being funky, reach out to him. Hey, Joey, I just dropped this piece of content. And I know we just spoke about how you're struggling with X, Y, and Z. Take a look at this post. Implement and let me know if you have any questions. You want to focus on letting the business fuel the content. This will allow you to speak directly to pain points and to understand what your audience is going through as well. Now, call to actions are super important when it comes to posting any piece of content. Now, what we want to do with these call to actions is be able to pull out warm leads. Now, depending on the piece of content, some of the call to actions can be as simple as drop X, Y, and Z for this information. Send me a DM with the word playbook if you're interested in locking arms. Make sure you like and follow for more. Click the link below to register for our free training. Now, all of the things are super important. In the beginning of the YouTube video, I make sure I tell you guys to like and subscribe. There's a reason for that. That is my call to action. I want to remind my audience to go out there and do something, right? Super cool when you kind of see these things that are happening that we see day in and day out. I watch tons of YouTube videos and everyone says like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And you don't realize it until you start putting this stuff into play and you start creating content of your own. Why are CTAs important? Well, they pull out warm leads. It brings the leads to you and it increases engagement. Very simple. Now, stories. Now, this post can share your story, your journey, and allow others to follow along. This can be your origin story, maybe something that you're looking to accomplish online. Maybe the goal is, hey, I'm going to reach 1,000 subs within 6 months. Make sure you follow the journey, and I'm going to break down exactly what I do day in and day out in order to build up my subscribers. That is taking your audience on a journey with you. Whether you do that through reels, you do that through long form, you do that through written posts, it doesn't matter. You're still taking your audience on a journey with you. Success stories, failure stories. Not a lot of people talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. People always just talk about the rainbows and sunshines and, hey, I made all this money online. You can do the same. But no one talks about the mindset. No one talks about the work that's required. No one talks about the nitty-gritty things that you don't think about until you're actually thrown into this online space. Transparency is key. So if you're failing, if you're down, if you're in a rut, talk about it. Because I'm sure 20 other people in your audience are going through the same thing and they're going to be watching because when you pull yourself out of that rut, The first thing they're going to do is, hey, Cassie, how'd you overcome it? I've been struggling with X, Y, and Z, and I really need to figure out how to solve that problem. And then you can go ahead and insert your offer and help them overcome that. This is why content is super important. Why are story posts important? They draw people in who resonate with your story, build rapport, and again, engagement. Result post. All right, now I know you guys seen a ton of these. This is showing your audience that you're taking action, you're making headway, and you're doing the right things. Maybe closing your first sale, maybe a testimonial, maybe a client result, a milestone. These results are important. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be a screenshot crazy person that, screenshots every single sale that happens in the business. But what this does, it just shows that your plan and your process works. Now, if you have a client that crushes it and knocks it out the park, you want to talk about these things. People rather see you helping somebody accomplish a goal than you always making the money, you always making it happen. They want to see how you're helping others. Results, what do they do for your business? Builds authority, social proof, and shows you know how, and that you practice what you preach. Hybrid. Now, these hybrid posts can literally be a mixture of both. This could be a lifestyle with a call to action. This can be a value post with a call to action, a story and a lifestyle post, story and a call to action. This right here is going to allow you just to mix it up a little bit. And maybe the call to action is, hey, drop X, Y, and Z, and I'll go ahead and send you my ultimate content creation guide. Or, hey, I just sent the ultimate content creation guide to 5 of my clients. They turned around and generated 50 leads overnight. Who wants a copy of it? Those are going to get a lot of engagement and a lot of people to raise their hand. How to format your content. Now you know what to post. You might be wondering how to format your post so it's visually appealing and engaging. So let's solve that issue. Hook and your 3 Ps. Now I'm going to give you examples of a few hooks down below, but really quickly, your hook is to capture your audience attention. You want to get them to stop scrolling and to consume that piece of content. We start off with a hook that's designed to capture the reader's attention and draw them into the first P, which is plot. The hook will take up the entire screen. This way, they have to click on the post to read it a little bit more as well. This way, it starts to spark curiosity. And if they hit that see more, now you're satisfying their curiosity and they're going to want to read that post. So talk about something interesting, shocking, taking a stance. Now, hooks, these are a few examples, but one of the ones that I will say hits every single time is if you're not confident about what you do online, here are my top do's and don'ts. And this can be, if you're not confident in creating content, here's my top do's and don'ts. Or this one, I'm going to give you 5 things I will never, ever, ever do with my digital marketing business. And I can talk about those 5 things I don't like to do, and I can list them out. Okay, so the plot. The plot is a story. Next, you want to get into storytelling. This is going to allow you to take your audience down the rabbit hole with you. By this time, they should be hooked so they can't walk away until they know what's going on. Right? So we want to talk about current events, something that's happening in your life, a conversation you had with someone, an event that you went to. Something that allowed you to just have a light bulb moment and you want to go ahead and share that with them. Or just to take it apart from business, let's say you're just having a story and you want to talk about how business is like potty training, right? Because the twins are potty training right now. So I can talk about that because that's currently happening in my life. And it takes patience and consistency and patience and patience and patience, right? So that is the story. Now we want to pivot into what we're selling. Now it's time to make the switch. At this point, you need to connect your story to the problem that your product or service can fix. Relate your story to your product. Show them how it can apply to their problems right now. Show them the 3 things to get them to where they need to be and speak on the solution. Now, the pitch can be a soft or a hard call to action. Finally, it's time to take some action. Summarize how you can help them and ask them to take action to get their problem solved using your product or your service. Relate the solution to your product. Tell them how you use the product or service to reach your goal. Use a call to action to get the warm lead to reveal themselves. Now, what's going to end up happening is they're going to reach out through DM or some form of communication, email, a comment, or anything like that. Then you can really dive in and start asking some more pointed questions to figure out if you can truly help them. One piece of advice I'll give everybody is if you can't help them or your product or service does not help them in the way that it needs to be, don't sell them something that's not going to work for them. Refer them to somebody else. Super important there. So if you found this training helpful, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or you have some thoughts about this training specifically, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll hit you back up as well.